So it's been a while since the last Bluick update. So what's been going on? Well, it's the winter, so really not that much. My inspection was due in November or December, one of those things, and it had snowed the day before, so I had to just take this thing with snow and ice and all kinds of hell on it and drive it out about 15 miles or so. And, you know, it got inspected, no problem, because it's just, you know, okay, it's an old car, slap a sticker on it, there you go. So I got that done. Still have the headlights down because I never put them back up. It needs to be washed, obviously. But, you know, how many more washings is it going to get? Because, unfortunately, the paint is just losing it. You can see here, it's all the clear coat that's gone. You know, here it's just beat, and on the back too. But that was only one part of it. The underhood blankie fell off, so in the spring I'll see about trying to put that back with some glue, which they may have done before. As you kind of see the glue that's there, I have it, so at least, you know. Otherwise, it's all here. It starts up, it runs like a total bag of shit, and I haven't brought it anywhere or had anything done with it. But I don't remember how long ago exactly it was. May have been before the inspection, actually, and I've just been putting off making this video. But I had started this thing up and sitting here, you know, just running, and it's running for like 2 minutes or so, and I started smelling coolant, and I said, what the hell? Why is this smelling like coolant? So I didn't have the hood open at the time, so I shut the engine down and I opened the hood, and I found ectoplasm everywhere. I found ectoplasm in every crevice, every spot you could imagine on top of the engine here. Even on this side too. There was coolant like down in here. Just anywhere you could imagine there was loads and loads of coolant, and I said, oh crap. That's why I was smelling it. Now, where did it come from? Well, I'll tell you where. Does anything look new? Yeah, kind of hard to spot. That clamp is new right there. The clamp gave way. Not the hose, although I did have the hose actually break right after the clamp once, back 2 summers ago or something. And it was just dripping out. It wasn't too bad. I was actually at the car show, and I made it back home, and next day I fixed it and just cut the end of the hose off and put her back, and everything was good. But the clamp itself gave way. I had never seen this before. The clamp itself, which was a screw type clamp just like that, had broken, and the hose popped off, and it was shitting coolant everywhere. Let me show you the clamp. I saved it. Have you ever seen such a thing in your life? Where the clamp itself fucking broke like that? I have never seen that before. It probably was a remnant of when they rebuilt the engine. This thing had fallen on the ground and got bent, or it was in their parts bin and it was bent, and they said, oh, it's fine, he'll never see it. It was put on in such a way that you never could see it, so I never knew. Otherwise I would have changed it before it broke, you know. So I just mopped up everything I could, and I replaced the clamp, and that's been holding just fine. And then I started it back up and let it run, and it sort of steamed off or evaporated whatever else was left, and that was it. No other real problem. I did have to refill the radiator. Lost like a gallon of coolant practically. That was quite a bit. That was really something. It may have broken the time before that where I had decided to turn the heat on for the first time, and maybe the excess pressure or something just caused it to burst, and I didn't even notice at that point. And then the next time when I did notice, I didn't have the hood open, and maybe that was why. I don't know. But that's really it. Nothing else has been going on. The headlights are still broken because they're just down, and that's it. This hose, by the way, was the original hose here for the overflow for the radiator. They never pulled it out, and I decided not to. Still have that wire just tied up there. Everything is just sitting, and the headlights, again, I can hook up alligator clips to the terminal and run it up and down if I need. But other than that, it's just been doing its thing, just kind of sitting here, not really being driven much. Still doesn't run quite right, still has that misfire issue, especially when any kind of electrical accessories are on. And like I said, I really haven't been driving it much. I've been leaving this car to sit for like a month straight with no battery tender or anything. I'm kind of waiting for this battery to die, but it's actually been holding up. I don't remember the date on it, but I think it was 3 years old when I got the car, so it's got to be like 5 and change now. And even through the cold weather, it's been holding up. It cranks slow, but it starts every time. And I'm actually going to start it up for you, but unfortunately I can't do a cold start for you because I already had it running today. Brad Rosler wanted to know the mileage. It's 123,283, and that's it. You can see where the temperature gauge was when I had it out. I had it on, oh, maybe about a 10-mile hike out and back. And we'll start it up now warm. Now I'll explain the cold start. Like I said, it's been about a month that I haven't started this thing. I gave it 5 pumps on the pedal and turned the key. Takes about a good 5 seconds worth of cranking. That way you can get fuel up to the carbonator and start burning it, and it starts up, and then it runs like a total bag of shit and misfires like hell. Allegedly because of a maladjusted choke, which eventually I'll have looked at. But after a while it smooths out, and then it's, you know, pretty easy driving. There's a little touchy spot sitting at a light. Is it going to stall? Is it not? I had the heat on, the blower, you know, over there, and that was a load on it, and I did feel a little tremor here and there. But even after the carbonator rebuild, I had a video on the various starts of the Buick where, you know, a cold start, a hot start, and a warm start. So we're in the warm start zone now, so it's going to crank the hell out of itself probably, and then fire. I won't touch the accelerator. So it had to crank quite a bit, and the bumpity 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 you heard was the door shaking. It always makes that sound. I don't know if the camera makes it out, the tremor of the door. It's still barely making that sound. But again, that's just the door shaking, that's nothing. It's running, you know. It's here, it's doing its thing. It always shakes like this now. Of course, it's not running optimally in that if I go to rev it up, it's actually going to pick up its idle and stay there for a while because it had cooled off, which is another function of how weird the carbonator operates now. Wow, that was a difference. So on a warm start, it's always like barely chugging over until you hit the accelerator. Now you can hear the fan roaring, of course. There's the exhaust note. The right sounds a little funny. Compare that with the left. That's nice and smooth. Before the rebuild, it was me, and the right not so much. And the smoke is not really smoke, it's just condensation because it's cold out. And now I should be able to rev it, and I think it'll tick down a little bit. Yeah, I quieted down some now. So if you have headphones on, you might hear, I don't know how the camera picks it up. The right sounds a little bit different than the left. And when it's cold and misfiring like hell, you don't even want to see it. You don't. You really don't. But anyway, like I said, it was warm, so it did its thing. And the thermostat is reopened because I feel the warm air coming out. So we'll take it for a very quick spin around the block once or twice and call it good. The window crank, which has always been missing its handle, lost its clip, so it'll just pop off at any time now. I don't know how that happened, but I actually have some other window cranks, but it's a whole big story, and whatever. Eventually I'll put them on. So anyway, let the camera adjust and take it for a ride. I'll leave the heat off so you get to hear everything. See, the temperature gauge is pretty much up to where it goes in the winter. You should see the oil pressure increase when I go. There we go. And, you know, we just have our various winter times, squeaks and rattles and shit. Which isn't bad now because the road is pretty smooth, but the window whistling as the air leaks through. Otherwise, everything has been pretty good. And although I'm not turning left, the left blinker started working again, where before it was out for like almost a year. Clunk. It's got its wintertime thing and its summertime thing. While it's actually driving, it's fine. There's no worry of it stalling or anything. It's always a matter of when you're stopped. And right now, with no accessories on, nothing's going to happen. It'll stay running nice and solid. Got that up to 45 in no time. It fucking moves. It's quick. It's pretty quick, I must say. sound you just don't get today. Even in a modern truck or something that has a V8, it's not the same. It's just not the same. So let me get back home and then we'll wrap this up. Here we are back, fully warmed up. And if you can tell, the right side has a little something to it that the left doesn't. But it otherwise runs and, you know, gets around. Maybe you can see the door shake. I don't expect this thing to be able to, like, you know, balance a coin on the engine kind of thing, but this is clearly an indication something just isn't right. Fuck my life. But hey, it runs again, you know. Original plan before the engine blew up was I was going to get new tires on it. I don't foresee that in any kind of reasonable time frame. These are old and dry rotted and cracked and dangerous to drive on, but you know, I'm not going to drop five bills on tires for this thing when I don't know if it's going to start the next day. You know what I mean? So just for funsies, we'll do a hot start. We'll shut it. There's a car going by. Starts right back up when it's hot. When it's warm, it's got to crank for a while, and when it's cold, it's a good 5 seconds of cranking. But that's really it. So thanks for watching. Make sure you click like, make sure you click subscribe, and take care. We'll see you next time. Bye bye.